What's up, YouTube? Hello from Nashville, Tennessee. As you can see, I'm here in my dorm room with my beautiful drum set set up behind me. I don't yet have the new one, but hopefully within the next month or so it'll be in. And yes, that'll be awesome. But today we are going to look at how to make/record drum covers with microphones this time. If you watched my previous video on this, I did one without microphones. And yeah, so kind of a disclaimer. If you're not looking to spend around $1,000 upwards of $1,000 on microphone equipment and audio equipment, then this is probably not the video for you. You should definitely check out my other video then. It's probably on the right side of the screen there in the little suggested videos thing. If not, then just click on my channel and you can find it from there. But yeah, that should be a good one for you if you don't want to spend a lot of money on microphone equipment and everything. So yeah, this is going to be a quick and easy video, unlike some other videos out there that are kind of confusing and complicated. I'm not going to go over the in-depth of how to do compressors and all that on your audio program, but this is going to be an overall guide of the basics of how to do everything. Okay, so first off, microphones. The main microphone I use on most of my drums is the Shure SM57. This is a pretty universal microphone for drums, especially for live performances. They cost about $100 new, but you can obviously buy them off Craigslist used and everything, and I use these for my toms and my snare. Yeah, so for the kick drum, bass drum, I use the AKG D112. This is also a pretty universal microphone for bass drum and everything like that. And yeah, lastly, for my overheads, I use AKG Perception 170s. These aren't the best overheads you can get, but they weren't that expensive, and I didn't want to spend $600 on a pair of overheads, so I got these ones. But obviously, you spend however much you want to spend on them. And then one thing I don't have as of now, but I might get one in the future or borrow somebody else's for videos, is a hi-hat microphone. And for those, what I would recommend would be either an SM57 or any condenser microphone. But the SM57 would probably be a better bet because you don't get all the bleed from the condenser microphone that you would get if you used that. Okay, now for cables, I use monster cables. You want to make sure you get them to be at least 15 feet long cables. I made the mistake of only getting 10-foot long cables, and I sometimes run into trouble when I go to maneuver the cables around the drum set and everything to get to my interface. But basically, the longer the better, and the longer the more expensive they are. But yes, and you don't want to just go for the cheapest cable. These aren't the best cables in the world, but they're definitely not the cheapest, and it really does make a difference in the quality of the cable and how the audio sounds when you have it recorded. Now, probably the most important part is the interface. I use Profire 2626 interface. It has 8 mic preamps on the back, XLRs, 26 inputs, 26 outputs. And yeah, so mic preamps, that is extremely important, extremely important. If you don't have those, you will not get the levels you want out of the microphones, and you won't be able to hear barely anything on the program. You need mic preamps, and I would recommend at least 8, because then that gives you the opportunity to use as many microphones as you probably would need with a standard size drum set. And yes, one more thing you need on the interface is phantom power. Basically, every single condenser microphone runs on phantom power, and you need that, or else the condenser microphones will not work. And also, you want to have, as you can see here, you want to have knobs for every single individual channel that you're going to plug your microphones into, so you can independently control all the things. Because obviously, you don't want your bass drum to be as loud as, say, your snare drum, or your overheads to be as loud as your snare drum, so you can control everything individually on there. And also, when you buy an interface, most of them come with what's called drivers, and you can just go to the website and install those, and it basically just lets it run on your computer. But it's a pretty simple install. It takes a couple minutes, and then it'll work perfectly fine. Also, this obviously is not the only one you can get. Another one I can recommend besides the M-Audio Profire 2626 is the Motu 8 Pre. That is also a very good one. But anything that has preamps, phantom power, and individual channels will work very well for you. Okay, so now the last thing that I'm going to talk about right here with you guys is the camera and the tripod. Obviously you can't see that because I'm recording with it right now, but that is, you need one of those unless you're going to have a friend of yours hold the camera and do those kind of shots with you. But yeah, I use a Lumix HD camera on my videos and it's worked very good. The audio is good on it. As I'm recording it right now, it's just the audio on my camera. I don't have any microphones. They're all set up back there. But yes, so you need a good tripod and a good camera and you should be all set to go. Now let's go take a look at the audio software and the movie editing software I use. Okay, so here we go with the audio. The audio software I use is, as you can see here, Logic Pro 9. That is of course not the only program you can use, that is just the one I use. Also another good one is Pro Tools, or if you're strained for money, even GarageBand. You could use GarageBand. Yeah, so basically when you record, you want to make sure that you record on top of the song. As you can see right here, this is my Kiss Tomorrow Goodbye by Luke Bryan video. And right here, I have 6 microphones currently on my drum set, so input 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As input 7, I have the track. So I record on top of the track. It just makes it so you don't have to match up 3 things. You don't have to match up your drums, the audio, and the video. You only have to match up the audio, which is already all mixed with your drums and the track, and the video. So it makes it a lot easier in editing it when it's all said and done. And when you're done, you can see this last track here. This is what's called a bounce. So once I'm done, all these, done recording and everything, I highlight all these and what's called bounce them. And it basically takes all these files and compresses them into one audio track that I then go ahead and export as an MP3 and then input that into my video software. So yeah, this is, of course, as you can see here, I have other things on here like compressors, which you can see right there, or channel EQs. But basically, I just learned all this stuff. I learned it on the go, watched a couple YouTube videos on it. It's not that complicated to get a simple grasp on it of, which is what you basically need to do drum videos and stuff. But yeah, I wouldn't really mess around too much with that stuff, but it's definitely good to experiment with and see what you like and find out what's good. So yeah, now we are going to go to the video. So if you've ever seen my other video, I use iMovie because it's very simple. It came with my computer, it's free. And yeah, so when you import, obviously this is my drum lessons with Aiden video here, one of them. Yeah, so when you import the audio and video from the camera, just the camera, most cameras record audio and video, but you want to keep the audio on the camera because it makes it so you can, when you import the MP3 that you exported from Logic or GarageBand or Pro Tools or anything like that, it makes it a lot easier to line up than just going with you hitting the drums. You actually have 2 audios that you can line up, and then once you're done and it's all lined up to your liking, go ahead and see if I can show you here. Maybe usually you go right click on it, go yeah, you can do it when it's in there, but it's a little button, you right click on it, it says detach audio from clip. You detach the audio and then delete the audio from the clip, not the audio that you imported in, obviously. And yeah, so then you get your video all ready to go and upload it to YouTube, and then you are done. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. So that is the last step, and I would like to thank you guys for watching, and don't forget, rate, comment, and as always, subscribe if you like my videos. I will hopefully be doing a drum cover within the next couple of days here, and I'm going to get back in the swing of things of making videos now that I'm all settled in Nashville. So, a big hello y'all from Nashville, and I will see you guys later in the next video.